One of the takeaways from the Detroit Pistons preseason is just how much they need Ausar Thompson to come back. And now, I want to dive into that in this video, but before I do, this video is brought to you by Bridges and Stone's Family and Relationship Care. If someone you know and care for is struggling with their mental health or relationship, go to bridgesandstones.com and contact them for your free consultation today. One brave act today can create a better tomorrow. Remember, none of us make it alone. The link is in the description box below. You know, watching preseason, one of the first things that you can take away from it is how much more organized this team is. Offensively, defensively, they already seem to have an identity. This is a team that is going to get up into you. They're going to be physical. They're going to be handsy. They're going to be gritty. They're going to be pesky. They're going to be annoying. And they are going to do their best to play a physical Detroit Pistons brand of basketball. The second thing that you could take away from this preseason is that they are small as hell. This lineup is extremely small. Tim Hardaway Jr. in the starting lineup is absolutely, positively not sustainable. And I say that because, you know, the majority of the teams that they faced were not really big teams. They didn't have their starting lineups out there, so they didn't necessarily have to go up against 6'8" small forwards, right? They didn't have a preseason against the Boston Celtics where you're seeing Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, right? They didn't even have to see Chris Middleton in a starting lineup. You know, one of the things that I can appreciate is JB Bickerstaff being able to really solidify how they want to play, right? And it seems like everyone is buying it. But something that's very volatile about buy-in is there has to be a degree of success, sustained success. Otherwise, it begins to feel gimmicky. It begins to feel like it's something that you're just putting on for a show, but it's not necessarily effective. And I do not believe at all that Tim Hardaway Jr. can be your starting small forward if you're planning to actually win games. Now, I understand you're hoping to flip him into another asset, but I would not be shocked if Ron Holland is not in that starting lineup in the opening night. I love what I saw from Tobias Harris. Love what I see from Cade, from Jaden Ivey. I mean, Cade definitely, man, his defense is rough. Ivey, great point of attack defender. I'm loving it. Jalen Duren is doing his thing. Offensively, Cade Cunningham is doing his thing. But Tim Hardaway Jr. struggled with his shot throughout preseason. And when he's not giving you shooting and floor spacing consistently, at least he's trying to give you an effort on the defensive end. But none of us should be looking at him as a long-term solution at all. And if this team is going to take that next step to be able to get to 30-plus wins this season, if they're going to advance and move forward, Ausar Thompson has to come back. And I say that for several reasons. If you follow some of the other videos that I've done on him, one of the specific things that I point out is that he is a monster on the boards, both offensively and defensively. He's only 6'7", but he plays like he's 6'10". He's somebody that is able to defend the rim. He can meet you in the air going straight up with that verticality, or he can come from the weak side to block shots. He has the ability to switch almost 1 through 5. He can guard most small ball centers. That's the Larry Nances, the Draymond Greens. He can guard most of them. And he can guard the point guard. And that versatility on the defensive end covers for a lot of Cade Cunningham's defensive deficiencies. And that was something that I alluded to earlier, is that his inability to contain, to keep track of his man more specifically. He does a good job when he's on ball, similar to like a James Harden. When he's on the ball, he's going to give you effort. He's going to move his feet. He's going to slide. He's got the low center of gravity, the lateral movement. He's got that intensity. He's able to get up into you. But the moment this man passes the ball and Cade turns his head, he loses track of him. And he's getting backdoored. He's getting caught sleeping, and then he's trailing behind the ball, and it throws the whole defense into rotation. Ausar Thompson is somebody who can make up for that. Ausar Thompson is someone who can be a strong weak side help defender. He's someone who can switch. He's somebody who can call out signals and what people need to do. That's not something Tim Hardaway at 6'5" can do. That's not something that is within his skill set. And I love his effort. I applaud the effort. But if this team is going to take those next steps, they're going to have to get more than effort. You're going to actually need talent on that end of the court. Now, I know Ausar has these blood clots that he's dealing with, and let's all, send out prayers and hope that he's able to get cleared by the NBA. He can get back on the court sooner than later. But if he can't, this team is not going anywhere. It is not going to look much better than last season because the league has progressed from last year. I got videos coming soon on just how many teams have gotten better from last season. And if you do not have size on your wings, if you do not have size in that 2, 3, 4 position, you are going to get burnt. You are going to get out-athleted. You are going to get out-muscled. You are going to get overwhelmed by the athleticism and the talent that the NBA has to offer along the perimeter. Now, do I think that Ron Holland is ready? I don't know. If Ausar Thompson is not ready to go on opening night, I would rather give those minutes to Ron Holland because he is the future. And if you actually watch the preseason, he has looked really good. He looks like, really, if I'm honest, last year's Ausar Thompson, right? Not quite as athletic and springy, but he gives you what he gave last season. And with a more organized offense, with better shooting from Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham and now Tobias Harris, you can fit someone like Ron Holland into that position to be able to be that wing defender, that wing stopper who can pick up fouls early. Hey, if he picks up 2 fouls quickly, then you could come with Tim Hardaway Jr. But you can't start games off with a Tim Hardaway Jr. on a Jason Tatum. You just can't. He's going to get eaten up. And you're going to get into a track race. The other thing that you need from Ausar Thompson is somebody that allows you to get into transition. His defensive acumen, his rebounding acumen, is also combined with his extreme elite athleticism and the ability to get out in transition. And that allows the Detroit Pistons to get easy buckets, to score easily, because they are not going to be the strongest half-court offensive team. Look, I know the last few games really, the Detroit Pistons have looked a lot better in their offensive sets. But they weren't going against necessarily starting caliber units. Cleveland, sure. But you have to start thinking, what happens when you're playing a full game, right? Not just, the team still trying to experiment with stuff and bring in third string guys later on. No, what happens when they're trying to close the game and get the win? And you still have Tim Hardaway Jr. trying to check, right? These bigger guys. These guys that have size and athleticism and length, and they're going to get to the free throw line. They're going to get to their spots with no resistance. You cannot win that way. Now, on top of that, as much progress as I'm seeing, they're going to be an improved three-point shooting team. I guarantee that. They're going to be an improved offensive efficiency team. They're going to be improved defensively in terms of efficiency because I think JB Bickerstaff is going to have each of them prepared, and it's going to be well suited to their strengths, the roles that they're going to be playing on both ends of the court. But if they don't have the personnel, I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. If Ausar Thompson does not come back, at least by, let's say, the All-Star break, you're looking at another 20-plus win season. You're looking at another 21, 22, 23 win season, and people are going to be very disappointed. My, not synopsis, but I think what the outlook for this team is to do is to start Ron Holland. You drafted him at the top of the draft. You believe in his talent. He's looked good in preseason. He's looked good in summer league. And he can play a role that you need from him. Bring Tim Hardaway off the bench. He's only got 1 more year on his contract. There's no need to force feed him on this team. If he's earning the minutes, let him earn it. But I think you need to start Ron Holland. But as always, I want to know what you all think. If you agree, disagree, let me know. Like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. Definitely drop this video in your group chats and get at me in the comment section, and I'm going to get at y'all there. Peace.